If money's flowing, your team is growing. And if money's not flowing, your team's drying and dying. I'm telling you guys, people get in this sometimes for more than money. I'm not just saying it's just money, but money is what will motivate them early on. When they see success, when they see it working and they start realizing that this thing has legs, that's what gets them going. I'll give you a quick story. I signed a guy named Mark Dean up. And how I signed Mark Dean up, my daughter was buying a car. She wanted me to go with her. I went, negotiated. She ended up buying the car. When it was over, I said, hey, Mark Dean, do you look at other ways to make money? He said, yes. I said, have you had lunch? He said, no. I said, let's run to Jason's Deli. I took him down to a deli, bought him a sandwich, showed him the presentation that you guys just saw. And when it was over, he gets in. Well, you know, this was a Friday. And I said, Dino, what are you doing in the morning? I said, could you meet me at that Starbucks right down the street here? I said, do you have time? And he said, yeah. So guys, I met Mark Dean at the Starbucks right down the street that next morning, bought him a coffee, went and got in my car, and I looked at Mark Dean and I said, Mark, who do you know that we can go show this to? Now, understand, Mark had just signed up. When I said that, his eyes got about this big. I mean, he didn't know what to think. I said, you know how I showed it to you yesterday? Who can we go show this to? He said, well, I got a sister. I said, call your sister. We went and showed the sister. She didn't get in. Got back in the car. Mark Dean, who can we go show it to now? I got another sister. Call your other sister. We went and showed the other sister. Got back in the car. She didn't do it. Who else can we call? Well, my partner in the car business is Mark Flores. I said, call Mark Flores. We went and showed Flo. Flo got in the business. He signed up. I said, you got a little time, Flo? And he said, yeah. I said, come on. I put Dino in the back seat, Flo in the front seat. And I said, Flo, who do you know that we can go show this to? We went and showed his brother. Guys, that first day we signed up 2 people. I signed up Flo and we got another guy in under Flo. I don't sign somebody up and then pat them on the back and say, hey, go do it. Go make me a lot of money. You get out there and do it. Guys, we've got to take responsibility for helping get our people going. Now, sometimes you're not around. Sometimes they're in another state. Sometimes they're in another province. Sometimes they're just all over. Well, you got to at least get on the phone and help them that way. I mean, we've got to take responsibility for our people. And I'll tell you what I did with Mark and Flo. We would meet at that Starbucks a couple of times a week, and we would get a coffee, and then we'd head out and go show people. And you know what I did? I would show the presentation the first 2 or 3 times, but then after that, I got Mark Dean to show the first half. I'd show the second half. Then after a little while, I told Flo, you show the first half. Dino, you show the second half. I was training them how to do the business because I can't be with them all the time. If I'm tying my 2-year-old shoe, that's good. If I'm tying my 14-year-old shoe, that ain't good. So I trained them how to do it. And at the end, I'd talk a little bit. And about after 2 weeks, they got where they knew what they were doing. And I just told them, I said, okay, guys, y'all are on your own now. If you need me, you call me. And I got involved. I got in the game with them. Now, I've got people out of state that I can't do it that way. But them, I'm saying, hey, let's jump on a Zoom. Hey, let's do a PBZ. Let's, get me on the phone with somebody. I mean, I'm taking involvement. I'm doing something with them because I know that if I can get them making money, I've locked them in. But if they go a couple of weeks without making anything, nothing's happening in their business, they're dead, guys. They're dead, and you've lost them. You got to understand, signing them up, that ain't when you get happy. When they get a check, that's when you get happy because now you've got something. Mark Dean, that leg has put in over 100,000 IBOs.